is up, party people? Me and Big Daddy Greg here, finishing up the first season of Reacher. We on the penultimate episode here. Reacher, the story is going around so far. Me and Greg has both liked the Reacher so far. We've gave it higher scores. We're up there. I think when we last left, I think I was around the A minus. My man was you were like at the A, straight A, I think it was.
Yeah.
Maybe around that area. So but yeah, man, let's throw down here. Let's talk about this next to last episode, episode 7. So yeah, go ahead, bro. We'll let you lead off with your thoughts.
Well, the journey continues. We find out what every character has their little side mission. We see, Roscoe's over there guarding Hubble's wife and children.
With the FBI agent that like started off in the earlier episodes, like the same FBI guy who was like actually watching them at first.
Yeah, it's homie from Boston's friend. He was very nice, and a little intermediate kiss. Okay, there we go. Get some extra views out of that. Yep. What else we got? Reacher returning from New York after he just played hangman with some Venezuelan.
Yep.
He returns. Finley picks him up, gives him a gun, and they're off into the action, right? And then we find out, unfortunately, R.P. Stevenson. I thought he was possibly a bad guy wrapped into this, and apparently he wasn't. And unfortunately for him, he had to watch his wife and child die right in front of him in a gruesome way. So
so we did get a people are running rampant, murdering people. We did get another murder. This time it was a couple. Luckily for the guy, I guess maybe because he was there with his wife or whatever it was, girlfriend, wife. He didn't have to eat his balls.
Yeah, no ball eating, just straight up eyelids deep shut, open, psychopath, style killing.
He was like duct tape. I assume it was because he's like part of his punishment was like them making him watch like what they were doing to his wife.
Yeah, that's
or girlfriend, whatever she was. I can't remember if that was his wife or girlfriend, but his significant other. We had that go on. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just like I said, it's pretty much, it's one of those, like what you think about an action type show. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of mystery involved, action, things going down, kind of like a procedural, pretty much like that type of show. One thing I do like about it is, rather than most procedurals, is with procedurals, you have like the same characters, but you really don't get to know about them any. In most cases, you just like maybe an episode here where it focuses on a certain character or something. Maybe you get some development, but most of the time it's like the danger of the week, monster of the week kind of stuff where it's like, oh, they got to catch this killer, or oh, they got to catch this evil person or whatever. They catch them, and then like maybe they have like the whole thing where they throw them in jail, or they have like the court scenes and stuff. Whereas in this, at least you're learning backstories to the characters. You get flashbacks. You see more of that stuff. So instead of like a regular procedural, it's got that extra amount to it. It's one of the reasons why I like Criminal Minds a little more than most of the other procedural type shows, is because they would actually give you some of those story arcs like that would flow through the season. Whereas, like I said, a lot of procedurals, it's really not a story arc. It's really like, oh, I'm watching this week to see who they're catching and how they catch them kind of situation.
Off topic, favorite Criminal Minds character?
The one that was messed up, the young kid.
Spencer?
Yeah, the one that's like it gets messed up in the mind because like what was it? I can't remember what season. Yeah, because he gets like captured at one time, and the dude's like, I think gets him like basically addicted to drugs and shit. But he's also like extremely smart. That was the guy that I liked overall in that show.
Agreed. All right. So Reacher cracks the case. Everything kind of comes to him. He figures out where the paper is coming from for the counterfeit paperwork, and he kind of tells everybody. So we're reaching the final. Everything's put together now. Everybody's they're about to wrap up the case and everything, and then we reach a twisting point, a turning point, a plot twist in the whole thing. We find out that Picard, the guy who's supposedly was helping them the whole time, is actually in on it. And
the FBI agent. Earlier in the episode, we get that moment where Roscoe comes back. Roscoe P. Coltrane gets involved in this episode just a little bit because she's had to go away. Obviously, she's watching. She's talking to Reacher, and Reacher says, basically opens up the case and says that, and then she turns around and says, like, I think he just busted open the case. And as soon as she said that to him,
Mhm.
this mug is he's bad. He
Yeah.
ain't he ain't good, crooked. Like, and that ends up what happens. We find out that he was crooked the whole time, and then Reacher doesn't know it. He hasn't caught on to that part of the plan.
Yeah.
He's got the case set up, and he walks into basically the trap. He walks into the room, and home dude Picard's got him in like the room with the guns pointed at him and shit. So it's not looking good. That's pretty much how the episode ends. But yeah, like it was. Sometimes you'll have like a really high action, and which now this one did have some pretty good action, I thought, in the house. So
Oh
whenever,
yeah, we didn't talk about that scene.
yeah, and we will right after this. But a lot of the shows and stuff, they might give you the high time action. You learn who the big bad or whatever is definitely by this episode, like who's totally really in charge, maybe, or whatever. And then you kind of progress to the last episode and do cleanup, which this show is doing a little different because you find out everything you need to find out pretty much about like what's going on. You're piecing more and more and more of it together, like who's involved and what they might be doing and stuff like that. So it's done a little differently, I guess, in that way. But with that being said, yeah, like the biggest action piece in this one is going to be the house. I thought was actually done pretty well, man. What'd you think about that? Whenever they were trying to go find who another person to kill, and then he's there setting it up.
Yeah. So Reacher tells the cop, who I guess he believes it's in on it. He wants to see. I don't know if he wants to see if he's in on it, or he already knows he's in on it, and he sets up a situation where he's letting him know where he's at and what he and everything, and so he's waiting for the kill squad to come through. And so the kill squad comes through, and Reacher does his Rambo thing, puts the face paint on, and starts to go to work on everybody.
Was like Rambo.
Yeah, he set up everybody correctly. I thought he did a good job taking everybody out. I think they were kind of like we mentioned it during the episode. It was kind of stupid of the last one of the last two guys not to let the other guy know that Reacher's down here killing people and to be ready.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the only dumb part, I thought the stuff was good, except for the dumb part with, like you said, that third guy. So he kills the guy in the truck, which was smart. Does a signal. They send another guy out to the truck. He takes him out. That's also super smart. But then when he gets inside the house, he takes out another dude that was downstairs, takes him out. Yeah. All smart stuff. But then one of the bad guys, I guess maybe hears a thump or whatever, and he comes back downstairs from being upstairs, and he sees the dead guy. It's like, at that point, why ain't you being like, hey, dog, we got, somebody's out here taking us out, bro. Somebody killing. That was kind of stupid. But I did think the fight scene, I thought they did it intelligent there. There's no way this guy, most actors, you're going to be able to put up against Alan, the guy who plays Reacher. He's a big dude. So, like, it's not going to be believable that just, a regular guy is going to be able to take him out, even if they know how to fight. But with this one, he had the advantage of coming up on Reacher right after he's taken out that fourth guy. And then he also gets the advantage of having a crowbar. Crowbar evens things up pretty good.
Yeah. How are you feeling about it? Does it still work for you? The old human shield will use a guy as a human shield, and the gun doesn't go through him.
He was using a revolver. It's technically according to what kind of bullets he was shooting, but technically a body's not going to stop a high-powered weapon. I'm not enough of a gun freak to know exactly what kind of gun and what kind of rounds he had. So, like, yeah, it's believable. They could have stopped him. My biggest problem is, according to what kind of guns they're using, a body's not going to stop all guns. Bullets are going to go through a person unless it hits like something hard, like the bone or something. But normally when you're hitting somebody in the midsection, there's not a lot of bone there except for the spine. But you're going to possibly get shot when you're having somebody in front of you. So, but like I said, I'm not enough of a gun expert to know like what caliber he's using and stuff like that. So like it's possibility that he's using like a lower caliber that can get the job done, but not enough to go through the body. And like, cause like a lot of times you're going to find like bullet casings and stuff stuck in a wall. Like when somebody shoots someone, they'll find like bullets, casings and stuff like that, like stuck in a wall behind them or something, cause it goes through them.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But, it's one of those things they do in shows all the time. It's kind of like cars that get caught on fire. They don't blow up like they do in the movies. You don't just set a car on fire and it just immediately blows up after a few seconds. That's not how it works. Also, windshields don't break like they do in the movies and in TV shows either. Like it doesn't do that. They like it just scatters. It doesn't like actually break in like it usually does in the shows and movies. But I get why they do it.
Yeah, shout out to cousin Kleiner coming through with the crowbar, putting in work. He didn't go out like a chump, at least.
Yeah, he wasn't no
Yeah.
bitch. He was like straight up 100% fully involved. A lot smaller than big man Reacher, but you know what it is? He had that crowbar and he used it to his advantage. And I thought that fight was actually one of the better
Yeah.
fight scenes, action moments, and action pieces involved in the show. Because I think one thing this show has done pretty good is you get a little bit of that mystery. You got a couple of characters. It's not getting too complicated. It's a very simple show.
Yeah.
And then you get like the action scenes where he has to obviously fight somebody that's trying to go through there and catch what he's doing or kill him or whatever. So, and I just think that's done well. And so, and then that's what makes it a likable show, right? Like I was telling you one of our last episodes, and I might, according on how this final episode wraps up, I'm at the A minus, probably be B. I might even drop into the B, even if the last episode's pretty good. But it's just like when you look at a show like this, it is very simple. It's not like jaw dropping. Like even though we may have more problems with say some of the stuff that happens in House of Dragon, which is a more complicated show that we're also covering, you know, in this show it's so simple, it's really hard to mess up. And you still find moments like we joke about or laugh about while we're watching the watch along. While we're actually watching the episode together, we'll laugh and cut up about something that we notice. Like you just brought up, I said something about the gun, possibly. Sometimes I can go through and hit with a person, but we also talked about like that guy not being stupid and not saying something as soon as he saw like his bro that was dead laying on the floor, like because at that moment it's like, well, this ain't no random person in the house hiding. These are professional killers. Yeah. Like they're not just going to get taken out by a random person. They're going to get taken out by somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. So you especially should be worried at that point when you see your bro down there like bleeding to death or already dead. So, but like I said, it is a simpler thing. So there's not as much stuff for you to like, mess up or and that kind of thing. So it's an easier show to do is what I'm trying to say. When you got all the storylines and stuff like that in a more complicated show, I might give a little. So, like for instance, the last House of Dragon episode we watched had the dragon fight. Come on, dog. I'm going to forgive a lot of stupid things that I might not have liked about the episode or something I might have even laughed or rolled my eyes at, right? In that show, because we got dragons fight. Yeah. We're not having dragon fighting over here. So it's like one of those things you do need to keep it tight. But I think overall, so far, first 7 episodes, it's been pretty tight. Nothing really dumb. Like, I just don't like it when the characters do, like the main characters especially, do some really stupid things. And they really kept that to a minimum. There's no, like, really dumb things happening as far as that goes. But yeah, man, what's your last words about this episode? And we'll put out a score of what we think about the season so far, and we'll go on to the next watch along.
Not really about this episode particularly, but what are you looking forward to in the finale? Are you looking anything needs to happen for you, or?
I think it needs to be, because of how it's set up, it'll be I think a decent amount of action. There needs to be stakes. There needs to be some believability of possibly one of the main characters, like either Finley, Roscoe, or Reacher, possibly biting the dust here, kicking the bucket, that kind of situation.
You want to make character death?
Well, not really. Nobody has to die, but it has to be a believable moment where they possibly can. Okay. Like, oh shit, we went through this season, the Sean Bean thing of like Game of Thrones first season, you know what I'm saying? There's no way they're going to cut his head off. Somebody's going to save him and his head gets cut off, right? I'm not saying that has to happen, but I'm not saying that part has to happen, but I'm saying like somebody needs to be in that danger. If you see what I'm saying. Like, I think somebody, I don't know who it's going to be, and I don't really care which one of them it is. But yeah, I think one of those characters, because Reacher, obviously it's a show. Reacher's the name. He ain't there. Yeah. When you put him in danger, I'm not even worried. Like, that's some of the problems sometimes when you do these kind of things. Yeah. It's like when he almost gets stabbed, or even like when he gets hit with a crowbar, and there's that episode we just watched, and he like falls back in the pool. Yeah, I'm not over here white knuckling or nothing, bro. He ain't dead. The show's called Reacher.
Yeah,
like he's gonna survive. There's
multiple seasons.
But when you throw the surrounding characters, and that's why I liked what they did, say like in the Game of Thrones, it kind of threw you off because like that's a character you would have said, oh, he's protected.
Yeah.
But when you take somebody like that out, now you're like, oh shit, nobody's safe.
Yeah, anything can
Then
happen.
it makes every time somebody gets in danger, you're like, okay,
Yep.
is that, okay, they're safe. But you don't know really, truthfully. So that's one of the things you can do. But the surrounding characters, you don't know, man. Maybe they only signed up for one season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They might not be in season 2. Reacher gonna be in season 2, but not. You know what I'm saying? Any of these other cats could be gone. But yeah, what's your score so far, first season all the way through episode 7? Are you still at the like regular A? You dropping down a little bit, or
I'm gonna go B plus. B plus. I think this was okay episodes. You know, it moved the storyline forward, and it gave you a little surprise with Picard being a bad guy. But yeah, the finale is gonna have to impress me to back up to an A. But yeah, B plus, really solid
I
show.
think. Yeah, I think leading into this episode, and it's not this episode's fault, but I think I'm going to go into a regular B. I'm going to go
Yeah.
down to a regular B, but it can raise up. But the reason why I'm doing that is, like I said, this is going to be one of these shows that where I'm not disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like mad I watched it. I don't think I wasted my time. I've enjoyed it so far. But it's one of those shows. It's like, okay, simple. It's got a simple story that you can enjoy. It's kind of like mashed potatoes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like it's a great side, but it's probably not going to be that show you like run to work the next day to tell somebody about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not one of those. We'll be at the water cooler talking about like what's happening, like in this episode of this show and everything else, particularly so far in this season. It's good, and I'm cool. Like it's fun watching it with somebody or whatever, but we'll see. This last episode though, it could be balls to the wall, and I might be like, oh shit, jump back up to the A status. I'm gonna go to the B, which is pretty solid. Like I said, there's nothing really necessarily wrong, but it's not a lot of jaw dropping things that happen either.
Yeah.
All right, that's it, bro. We're about to do the next watch along. If you wanted to join us, just like and subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. You can join the Discord where we talk about these shows and stuff. Every single day, pretty much, put all kinds of news and updates and all that kind of stuff over there, and that's where we rally together and have a good time. With all that being said, we'll see you on the next one after I find this book.